Alright, let's get right into it. This guide it's basically going to be for every character. Every character could do this. These are just things in general that you can just do with any Mortal Kombat character. So let's get right into it. One thing I'm going to show you guys is disguising your staggers like way better instead of just being one-dimensional with your staggers. I suffer from this, where sometimes, let's say I just do one move and I go in for grabs. That works. It does. But for the most part, you start being predictable with it. And you're going for grabs. You're going to see that shit happen to you a ton. That shit happens to me a ton. It's just being predictable with staggers. So one thing that you can do with staggers is you got to learn how to be patient. Sometimes you can do this stuff. Sometimes you can literally like just do one grab or 1-2 grab. Like you can do stuff like that. That is very possible to do. But sometimes you need to be patient. And what I mean by that is you do a stagger block and you grab your opponent right after. What happens a lot of those times is when your opponent is blocking and you're doing some shit to him, what a lot of the time happens is they poke you right back. That's what they do. They will poke you right. They won't go to their fastest mid because there is a good chance, let's say I decide to do this and then poke, they can get poked out and then I get hit advantage. That's like one thing I see people doing. They do one and then boom, they do that, whatever, right? A lot of people, they just poke right after. So here's some things that you can do. And that is, let's say I'm staggering this move with Baraka, right? I stagger this one, I block, wait for their poke, and then I grab them. Just like that. So what happens is, in this situation, I'm going to make Kung Lao just, not that one, but his down one, right? Kung Lao has a very retarded, just like that. You saw that? He pokes, he like, just like that. And then you get an escape failed if they're mashing. I would always recommend, it's something you just need to practice, like right there I got mashed out on. So here's the thing about that. Let me explain to you. You're going to always want a forward grab. All the time forward grab. The reason why you don't want a back grab is because square text that. And then your opponent, yeah, I took that shit. No, dude, you were fucking mashing like a bitch. It's just one of those things that it just happens. Your opponent was mashing or whatever, right? So what you do is do a stagger block grab. Just practice that shit. Practice that. It is really important. Something I need to get better at. It really does work. So you literally bait your opponent and you kind of make them feel like a dumbass. Like you really do. So now every time you do like a stagger, you'll block, whatever, right? Do that. Or sometimes, you know, if your opponent is going to expect you to block, you can literally do this and then you can just do a short hop. Or you can do literally this, step back, and then whatever if they react to it late. So these are very, just baiting your opponent for shit. Like doing a stagger and then whatever, waiting for that shit and then grabbing them. But check this out. Here's some it gets a little more deep than that. What you're going to want to be doing in this situation, this is important. I made a video on this a long time ago. I'm surprised I don't have 1 million subscribers because of this. But when you're doing shit like that, this is what I want you to do. I'm going to be doing this, right? Okay, so let me explain to you. It's actually hard for me to do this, it just being me. So just listen up. So when you do a stagger and then you block and you wait for your opponent to poke, if your opponent is solid, they're going to probably grab you after this. After you block, they're going to grab you. So what you do in this situation right here is when you're blocking, check this out, when you're blocking, I want you to be spamming the way you think your opponent is going to freaking grab you. I usually press circle. This is what I do. I press circle, right? I press circle, and the reason why I'm pressing circle because if I see my opponent not poke me, but if I see him grabbing me, I'm gonna let that block button go. Let me show you how this shit goes now. I'm blocking, Kung Lao forward grabs me. Get the fuck off me. See that? Oh, sorry. Get the fuck off me. Just like that. And instead is, you know, so you can just practice this. Or check this out. You can practice this right here. Right? So now, get the fuck off me. Get the fuck off me. Get the fuck off me. Oh, sorry. Let's make the playback run. As you can see, this is something you should be practicing. Sorry. Jesus Christ, why isn't it doing something else? But you guys get the point. The point is, you're expecting two things, whether it is a fucking grab or whether it is a poke. And you need to react to that shit. You need to be, when you're blocking, it's like, you need to really, even look a little closer to the screen. You need to look up close. You need to get ready to either tech the fucking throw, or if they throw their poke, grab their little bitch ass, or if they throw the poke, short hop. Yes, you fucking heard me. Short hop. The reason why I want you to short hop is because sometimes when they throw their poke, they're going to whatchamacallit, expect you to grab them, and then they'll fucking try to uppercut you. But instead, they get hit with that shit. And if your opponent pokes you, check this out. If they decide to poke you, they get the short hops bypasses that. So there's that. So there's a lot of mind games to this. It's a lot of deeper than, you know, people think. So that's just one thing. Learning how to be patient with that type of shit. So there's that. All right. Another thing that I want to talk about is basically disguising your highs within staggers. I think it is important to use highs. A lot of people in this game at, like, you know, medium, lowerish level use their highs when it's a fucking jump kick, or a jump punch, or whether it is a punish, which you should be. But they don't really use it, you know, when their opponent is waking up, or, you know, in between strings, or whatever, right? Doing it after a poke is good and all, but then there's sometimes it's important to do highs when, you know, it's your turn. Like, let's say Kung Lao does some shit, right? Let's say he is going to do that into the poke right after. This is what would happen, right? I try going to my highs and then boom. Like, and I get poked out, right? Right? So in this situation, you know, it's like, boom, I'm trying to go back. I still get poked out. Look at this shit. I'm still getting poked out, right? And you're expecting this, right? So in this situation, when your opponent tries to, what is it, poke you out, yeah, you're, you know, whatever. But if Kung Lao decides to do this and jump out, you basically get a free combo. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. And then you can literally combo into them. If your opponent is jumping a shit ton, you can do that. But another thing to do after you know it's your turn to get your high, and your opponent is just fucking mashing on you like crazy, this is what you want to do to, like, let them know that, hey, motherfucker, respect me when it's my turn, bitch. One thing that you're gonna want to do, I'm gonna make Kung Lao do what I just showed you, and like he's gonna mash right after that shit when he knows it's not his turn. Sorry, oh god. Something simple like this with Baraka, right? So every time he decides to mash, and then I'm just gonna do that shit. So he decided to mash right there, he just lost 20% right there. So one thing that you're gonna do to be able to throw highs when it's your turn is do a poke and go into a special move. That's how you know your opponent is a masher. That is a masher detector right there. What I just showed you. After it's your turn, you do a poke, and then you do a special move right after. You cancel into a special move. And that's how you detect that if your opponent is a fucking masher. Because it's going to be your fucking turn. So now every time you start doing shit like, and that shit will add up. Like, dude, Baraka could do, how much fucking damage can you do off of this shit? Right, he does this shit. 20%. 2 bars, I know, whatever, who gives a shit. But he could also do this right here. He could do that, or he could do... Some characters could do just ridiculous shit. You know, whatever, right? But that's how you detect if your opponent is a masher. That's how you do. Another thing, you can even do this in between strings. You can do a poke and then go do this right here. Let's make him go auto. You could literally, like, you start this string and they do that, and then you just pressure them from right there. After they see the poke and they're expecting, oh shit, it's gonna be my turn. Instead, that shit comes out, and you enhance it. I'm completely safe. Let's go. So there's that. There's tons and tons of mind games to it. This right here, doing special moves from a poke, it's a masher detector. At the same time, you can do this in between strings and then just go for it. So there's that. So that's what you're going to want to be doing. If your opponent is poking you after every single fucking string that you do, and motherfuckers do this shit, especially like you know what characters do this shit. Masher detector, boom, into a special move, just like that. That's how you detect if your opponent is a fucking masher. Because dude, it's my fucking turn. You're -7. Why are you poking? Like, dude, like, what the fuck? Another thing that you could do when your opponent ends their turn, you could do a short hop that bypasses down 3s, down 4s, sometimes down 1s depending on the character, and even grabs as well. So there's that. But for the most part, you know, you're going to want to use highs, sometimes on wake up, and then in between strings. I've been doing this lately a lot, in between strings. Will you get poked out? Yeah, sometimes, but that's when you need to condition your opponent, like, hey, motherfucker, you need to respect me. So every time I do something like this, and then go into my highs. The reason why it's important to do like the string 1, 2, and then go into my highs, the reason why that is important is because this shit comes out so fast. This shit comes out like this a grab, or just like boom, grab, boom, grab. It's just super fucking quick. Like, it just happens. It's ridiculously fast. So once you do that shit, once you do this, you can do 1, grab. You can literally do, 1, 1, 2, and then do it again. Like, you could literally throw their timing out, like 1, and then 1, 2, 3, or then you could do, what is it? Boom, 1, 1, and then grab. Or you could do boom, 1, 1, 2, boom, and the string. Or you could do 1, 1, 2, and then grab. And there's just, you could just do a shit ton. You could even do this 1, and then you could do boom, boom, and then go into another move. You see, you get what I'm saying here? It's like you could do a lot with your highs because they're expecting the whole string. They're expecting that second hit, instead of like you just like, okay, I'm staggering this, and then going into that. It's like, what the fuck? And that's just pressure right there. Because with like the highs, they come out so fast, your opponent is gonna have to respect you. If they block that first high, they block it, they basically have to respect everything that's gonna come after it. So that's one thing you can do. And then what I think is really good is you do a stagger, high, and then you go into a fucking stagger as well, or you end the string. The smart thing to do is you do a stagger, a high, and then just finish your string. Don't keep staggering, because that shit just becomes way too predictable, and you're gonna eat a fucking uppercut upside your dome. So there's that. Hopefully this helped you. This is all shit I'm learning as well. I'm not some fucking mythical fucking elder god that's like a beast at this game. I'm just sharing shit that I'm learning as well. I'm trying to get better with this, so hopefully this helps, because I'm pretty sure this shit's gonna help me in the long run. So yeah, be a more patient player. I know we're all master dashers at this game, but shit, dude, sometimes being patient gets you to far places. So there's that. Holla back. Check you bastards later. Deuces.